Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime, here with my next Avatar Korra news update video. And this is basically just a reminder that this piece of merchandise exists and it's coming out very, very soon. Obviously, and rightfully so, I think, the hype is all on Turf Wars Part 1, which is coming out July 26th in comic book stores, which we're getting ever closer to, under 3 weeks away now. But before that, we do have this piece of merchandise coming out first. The Legend of Korra coloring book. So this is coming out July 12th, 2017. So next Wednesday, we are, under a week away from release here, 6 days. And this is obviously the follow-up to the Avatar The Last Airbender coloring book, which is this one here. I have a video covering my full details on this book, a full review of this, basically showing off all of the pages, and I'm going to be doing the same for the Korra coloring book as soon as I can get my hands on it. My plan is to get this book day of release, assuming my local comic book store gets it in. But yeah, this video really here is to remind you guys about this. I'll go into a little bit of detail on what we know about it so far, but for the most part it's just here that, like, hey guys, remember the coloring book is here. If you really like Avatar merchandise, here's something you may have forgotten that's coming out. So the details of this are that effectively it is just a Korra version of the previous book, where same artist, as you can see here, Jed Henry. So we're going to get the same style, 45 pieces of art, original black and white, because it's a coloring book, of course. And I think that's, for a lot of people, the reason they're going to get this book, be in any way interested in this book, just to see which episodes, which scenes they choose to showcase, given that, like with Korra, there's 52 episodes, so realistically they could do a page for nearly every episode. Obviously I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to focus a little bit more on, like, probably 2 or 3 from the first episode, maybe skip, episode 5 or something like that. But it'll be interesting to see what scenes they do choose to kind of focus on and not focus on, and so on. So that's definitely, I think, the excitement for me, just to see where the focus is. They say the same thing about this as I said about the previous one. Close collaboration with Mike and Brian, which I assume is just that, like, they let the artists know for sure, here's, say, like, 15 scenes we absolutely want you to cover in the book. They even, as far as I'm aware, at one of the Comic-Cons last year, had people vote on which specific scenes they wanted in certain situations. So some of these scenes probably are from fan suggestions. Maybe the exact direction of the art, not so much, but the scene or episode that's covered definitely is the case. So yeah, that's most of the details. Just Jed Henry, 45 pieces of art, some collaboration with Mike and Brian. And then the other thing is, of course, the details here. July 12th, 2017 is the release date in comic book stores. Amazon will be shipping it out from the 25th, July 25th. Format, black and white, 96 pages, trade paperback, 10 inches by 10 inches. It is a square book, as you can see from the cover image here. And price $14.99, and realistically just, that's 14.99 euros. I expect that's how much I'll have to pay come Wednesday. But yeah, that's the details. The last thing is just that we have had preview pages since. So here is the Amazon listing. Here you can see July 25th is the release date on Amazon, which makes sense. And yeah, so we'll just do the look inside thing here and get an idea about, what we're dealing with here. So there's the cover, of course, really nice image. The only time you're going to see a bit of color really in this book. We get one of these pages, and yeah, there we go. So little Korra, which is quite nice, which is interesting in that, like, straight away there is kind of a scene we didn't quite see. Like, almost like you assume that's what happened next. Like, after that scene where Korra comes in revealing she has the elements, she came up closer to them and demonstrated what she could do. And so yeah, that's the way they do it. They have a quote from the episode and the picture itself, hence why it's 96 pages, effectively like 1 page for the art, 1 page for the quote. There's another interesting one, Korra on Naga with Oogie in the background. Korra again. So you can see there's a couple from like the first episode here. And then there's the back cover of the book with some other images. So there you can see, looks like Minghua and so on. So it looks like there's a little bit of variety. They're not spoiling too much. I think some of the other places that have put previews up for this, you can actually see one of the Korrasami pages. So of course they were going to do one of them, which makes sense. But yeah, that's the core of basically what I want to talk about here. Just a reminder that this book exists. As I said, will be getting this book. I will do my best to get a review out on Wednesday to show you guys all of the pages from this book and see if it's worth getting. But I think for a lot of people, this book is just not going to be much of an interesting release. It's just going to be like, cool, not getting it. It'll be fun to see some of the art. I think for most people, that's going to be how they kind of view this release. This isn't something that's going to like take over the fandom. I assume Dark Horse will be doing something similar like they did with the first book, where they'll be kind of doing a social media campaign type thing about like, hey, whoever colors in these sample pages the best, you know, wins something or something like that. But you know, I think it's just one of those things where it's not exactly what we want as, you know, Avatar Korra fans, the exact merchandise we're looking for. I think most people want something a little bit more collectible, like a card game or, you know, better figures. But you know, it's certainly something. And, you know, as of right now, it is the only other like piece of like non-story content merchandise that we know about right now. Everything else is Turf Wars Part 1, 2, 3 in the hardcover, and then the North and South hardcover. We don't know any other like ancillary piece of merchandise coming out for Avatar Korra beyond that. So this is one of those situations where it's just like, I hope at one of the conventions coming up soon they announce more stuff kind of like this, where it's like not necessarily story content, but it is this other type of merchandise, like a fact book or something like that. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say here in the video. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on this coloring book. Are you going to be checking this out? Have you did you get the Avatar coloring book when it came out, or are you just plain not interested in this? So I'll just leave by saying link to my review for the Avatar coloring book is in the description. But yeah, that's been the video for today. Thanks for watching, and bye.